Guys, you are welcome again to this channel. I saw in a video where Gowon was making a speech and he was crying, shedding crocodile tears. These are the men that have kept Nigeria as it is today. In 1967, before the Biafran War, there was an agreement between him and Ojukwu in order that the government of Nigeria should run under federalism, that every state has to manage their resources according to the information, and they signed agreement in Ghana. That was where we know what is called Aburi Accord. After the agreement, then when Gowon refused to abide by the instruction that was agreed by him and Ojukwu, that was why Ojukwu now decided to defend his own land of Biafra. And Ojukwu did not start war. They said that Igbos started the war. But now the truth has totally come out that the Igbos did not start the war. They are not the people that started the war. Now Gowon is now regretting fighting the Igbos. He is now regretting the action that he did in those years, in the year 1967. He regretting his action. He's now weeping and apologizing, asking for Igbos to forgive him. Now my question is this: the whole truth have not come out. Before we talk about forgiving Gowon for the atrocities and the genocide he committed against Igbos, he has to tell us the real truth of what happened, of everything that happened, before we talk about forgiving him. Because this Nigeria that is in this situation today, this Biafra in this situation today, all of them are as a result of the attitude of Gowon. He is the person that have refused Biafra to go in the year 1967 that caused the war. So if he's not ready to tell us the real truth, we are not ready to forgive him. Nobody should forgive him. And I believe that God have kept him alive today in order to see what he has planted, in order to see the result of what he has planted. He's alive today and he's regretting his action. If people pass through a lot of things in those periods of war, they left the soldiers they're supposed to fight, face-to-face soldiers. They went into the villages, into churches, and they were slaughtering children, slaughtering women. They did not match the Biafran soldiers face to face. They were going up and down. Nigerian soldiers were going up and down, entering into the churches and slaughtering people, slaughtering civilians and innocent people. That is not how to war. It is not the way. When you are fighting the war, you fight soldiers upon soldiers. You don't have to go to the villages and begin to fight pregnant women, begin to fight armless children, people that don't even know anything. That was how they were able to commit genocide that killed over 3.5 million Biafra in those periods of Biafran war. In fact, in the history of the world, this is one of the most bloody war that is ever have in the history. The Biafran war, the genocide was so much. So and now Gowon is shedding I said this is crocodile tears. He has not started shedding tears until he said the truth, what happened, until he tell us the truth of what happened. That was before we talk about forgiving Gowon. I don't think that any Biafra will have it in mind to forgive Gowon until the real truth is told. After the war, they were giving every Biafran people 20 pounds. It does not matter how many millions you have in the bank, you receive 20 pounds. People forfeited their money, and they used that money, the Biafra money, in order to fight Biafrans. So he has not tell us the real truth, the real sponsors of the war. He should tell us the real sponsors of the war. So before we talk about forgiving him, and he should tell us the truth why Nigeria is like this before we talk about forgiving him. I don't think that any Biafra will have it in mind to forgive Gowon until he told us exactly the truth, what conspired the war, and why is Nigerian like this. Look at Nigeria, he fighting to keep a unity. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. I don't want this video to go too long. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Now I want to ask you a question. If you're a Biafra or you're a Biafra, can you forgive Gowon? Put it in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye.